This film very well captures the struggle of an artist, but there's more. Let's break it down. Hello guys, I'm Nona and let's talk about the latest Malayalam film on Netflix called Attention Please. Written and directed by Jithin Issac Thomas. A very highly acclaimed film and there were so many requests to check this out. There will be spoilers moving forward, so if you have seen the film then only continue watching. You know, the film has a very indie vibe to it. It's very realistic and grounded, and it actually reminded me of Udivu Divasate Kali, which I've already reviewed. The film really captures a house of bachelors living together. The way they talk, the way they sit together and party. And there are so many long single takes in the film. The camera is like a peephole into their lives. Many times in the film, the camera changes to the perspective of the character. There's a lot of interesting camera angle and framing. The way they use light. There's a clear demarcation in the composition. Shout out to the whole cast for pulling it off so well, especially Vishnu Govindan. And within the film, the characters narrating so many stories. And I really thought, they'll cut away to showing that visually. But no, we just see the character narrating it. And to complement it, they have added sound. And that itself was so engaging. Early in the film, there's a dialogue between the characters where they're talking about that how all of them came here to be a part of the film industry. But all of them are struggling. One is an Uber driver, one is making wedding videos. One is a writer, but he hasn't got any job yet. And they all are doing odd jobs to survive. But their dream is to become a filmmaker. But I would like to point out that filmmaking is not really a job. It's not a 9-to-5 thing. Anyone who makes a film is a filmmaker. And actually living a life like this, exploring different things, will make you a better one. But the main focus in the film is on the writer's plight. What do they face? If the film is good, the credit goes to the directors and actors. If the film is bad, all the blame comes to the writing. And they generally don't get any recognition. And the most surprising part is that this film is coming from Malayalam cinema, one of the very few industries where they empower writers. And there were so many references in the film which I got, mostly I guess. The mentioning of Shyam Pushkaran, Padma Rajan, to the various actors from Mammootty Mohanlal to Sauben Suraj to Fahad and Jafar Idduki. And the film also discusses the idea that you have to write for the audience who are going to watch your films. It's not about your art or sharing your voice. Yeah, the story may be good, but it's offbeat. That's the way his friends criticize him, even if they were totally invested listening to the story. And that's a big thing in an artist's life, validation. Artists are the most insecure people. Most of them suffer from imposter syndrome. They feel like they are not good enough. They are full of doubts. And if some artist is over that feeling, that means they have reached enlightenment. But most need that validation. And when you are surrounded by people who are constantly pulling you down, every time you come up with something good, there will be plagiarism allegations. Oh, you have copied this from that film and you mixed it. This is not original. But they totally find that the game like PUBG is totally inspired from a Japanese film Battle Royale. That's not at all cheating. Then there's political correctness. We see them talking about the Ishq movie, which I've already reviewed and I liked it. They even bring up issue with one of his stories where the girl is not represented well. What are you trying to say with the girl going from a village to a city and becoming ill-mannered? You are giving a wrong message. And the whole idea that cinema influences people. There's one way to criticize. Say you can write better or give constructive criticism. And you need honest people in your life who can say it to your face. What's the truth? Maybe you are wasting your time. Maybe you need to have a plan B. Get a side job and keep struggling. These are some valid points. But no, these friends just want to tell him that he is not enough. He cannot do it. If he could have done by now. That anyone can write like this. But at least he is writing. You are just talking. There's a big difference in that. And then in the film, we come to the main point. The caste angle. That's where this casual suppression is coming from. And there are hints of it throughout the film, but we don't notice it clearly until it's directly mentioned to us. And that's when the last scene of the film shows the beginning of the scene, where we clearly see it. And it's always considered that artists, filmmakers have a broad mind. Art liberates people from discrimination. But no, the prejudice is still alive. We can evolve physically, but mentally we are still stuck behind. And the success of this film is that how it took all of this and weaved it together into one screenplay. And at the end, it's an engaging narrative. Those are my thoughts on the film. Let me know yours in the comments below. Until then, you can check out this video next, where I talked about the 51-minute long single take. Hope you like this video and I'll see you next time.